Hello, hello, hello. It is Throwback Thursday. I haven't done that in a while. November 16th, 2023. I'm Queen Diva. Welcome to my Queen Diva YouTube channel. Today I decided to share a photo of me if when you look on the actual thumbnail of this video. When I was 21. When I was 21 years old, and I was, what was it, 21? So I was about a junior at Prairie View A&M University, part of the Texas A&M system. I was a music major, and I was so, oh my goodness, I was so young, so naive, just had all these big dreams and ideals, and oh my goodness. And so the question I posed on today, if you could go back and say anything, tell anything to your younger self, and I'm going to say for this photo, 21, what would you tell yourself? I said I would tell myself that you are beautiful and that you are strong and that you are worthy of all of your dreams coming true. That's what I would tell myself. I remember when I would be at the practice room practicing like 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, learning all these different songs. I had to learn 5 different languages. I had to learn English, French, German, Italian, and Latin. Yes, I'm classified as a coloratura soprano, so many things. And I had to learn songs in different languages as part of the curriculum, as a performance. Well, actually it wasn't performance, I was liberal arts. So I did a little bit of performance, I did a little of composition, and I did a little of education. But most of the time that I was there, I really practiced on my performance aspect. I had never taken voice lessons before, and I was really excited about really cultivating my voice. And I'm glad that I did that, because I don't practice nowhere near as much as I should. Amen. I really should. But back then, I used to practice every day for at least 8 to 12 hours. And I have class, and then after class, I would just practice for hours. And I had to, because I didn't have a discipline on practicing. I didn't really know how to use my voice. I had to really learn how to use my voice. And I'll talk about that in the future. Just, some tips. I'll leave like 1-minute tips and things like that about singing. It's so many things I know. You guys are going to learn so much about me. I have really been blessed to learn a lot of things, be gifted to do a lot of things. And I'm so thankful that I've been able to try different careers that match the talents that I have over the years. I wish I had known a little more about being disciplined in my craft. I mean, I practice and everything, but if I was just a little bit more disciplined, and I came up with a plan, I didn't have a plan, and I didn't know the importance of planning, and I didn't know what a mentor was. I don't even think that was a term back then, to have a mentor. But if I had a mentor, I had a plan, and if I really truly believed that my dreams were worthy of coming true, I think it would have been a whole nother direction that my life would have taken. And I know sometimes, you got to live your life and go through things. You do. And trial and error is all part of being young and gaining wisdom. But if I could have just known just a couple of those things that I just mentioned, oh my goodness, life just would have been in a whole nother direction. Am I mad about it? Am I sad about it? No, and I can't say I lose sleep over it, but sometimes I think when I look at pictures of me at 20, 25, 30, I'm like, oh, Sony. That's my nickname that my family and close friends call me. They call me Sony. I look at me and I look at young Sony, and I'm like, oh, Sony, if you just knew, if you just had a mentor, if you just had a glue. How about that? So the word of the day is now, don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up for not knowing what you don't know. You know, part of being young, and this goes to young and old and those young at heart, part of being young is learning and gaining experience. And so don't beat yourself up about not knowing what to do and not knowing what questions to ask. Because that was my thing. I knew that I wasn't sure what I was doing, but I didn't know the questions to ask and I didn't know who to ask. And so I just really went through my life trial and error. Really, it was trial and error. I would, back then, this was like when I was in my 20s, so that was like in the late 80s going into the early 90s. And, there was no internet back then. There was no way for you to just get information on your own and just type in, what do you think of this and that? No. There was encyclopedias. There was, elder people that had wisdom you went to, or you just lived your life. There wasn't any quick way of trying to gather information like we have today. And so when I was in my 20s, I don't know if, let me put it this way. I know that I didn't know what I was doing, but I didn't know the questions to ask on to get to where I wanted to go. And I didn't know how to go about figuring out what the questions were to go where I wanted to go. So I just went for what I knew. And then meeting people and asking questions. I did a lot of apprenticeships. I did a few internships, but most of the times I was just under someone's wing and learned everything I could under them. And that was with music, that was with fashion, that was with PR, that was with radio production, television production, you name it, just different things that I was interested in. I never had someone actually sit me down, okay, Sony, because I wasn't Queen Diva until years later. It's like, okay, Sony, what is it that you want to do? I knew that I always wanted to sing. I knew that I wanted to travel in singing. I had a passion for fashion, but it wasn't necessarily something I wanted to do for a living. But I didn't know where I fit. I didn't know where my gifts and talents that I had or cultivating or that I didn't even know I had would get me in the door and fit where I needed to be. So I just kind of bounced around. Listen, there's nothing wrong with bouncing around. Sometimes you got to bounce around as a young person. Sometimes you got to make the wrong decision. Sometimes you just got to put your clothes in a suitcase and sky off and run away and go somewhere and live somewhere and then just figure it out. Sometimes you got to do that. Then other times you need to sit down, make a plan and say, okay, what am I doing? Where am I going? How am I going to make my livelihood and pay my rent and clothes and food and shelter and all that other stuff, and still be able to work on what's my passion in my heart to do that I know that I want to do my entire life. Or for some people, they don't even want to do a second job. They just want to straight do what they do. How can they do it and make money doing it? I didn't really do that when I was young. I just got up and went here, went there, and figured it out. And many times, especially when I go back and forth to New York, and I'll share that story very soon. I would just pack a suitcase, take $50, $60 with me, and crash on somebody's couch and work it out until I got a job and work my way. And I would do that. It was fun. It was adventurous. It really was scary. I really had no business doing that, but I did that many times. But if I had the chance to tell my 21-year-old self, I would tell Sony, you are beautiful, you are strong, and your dreams are worth coming true. So just stick with it, hang around the people that you're hanging around, but keep seeking for new people who can help elevate you to where you want to be. So I hope you love what you're watching. Please click the like button. If there was a love button, I'll tell you to click that. Click the like button, click the subscribe button. And if this resonated with you, please share with someone else who could definitely, receive what I'm sharing. I'll be back again for Fantabulous Friday. This is Queen Diva. And, enjoy your day. Enjoy your day. I'll talk to you soon.